Sometimes a 14-inch wok is a little bit just too big. So what I did is I bought this 12-inch wok, bought the handle. It's a Mandarin Wok. It's 100% carbon steel. And what I've got to do now is take the plastic off. This is how it came. It's shipped. And we're going to wash it and then take it out in the garage and put it on a wok burner. And we're going to season this baby. So this would be perfect for just one or two people. I don't need a handle on. I can use a glove, or I could always put a broom handle in or something here. But let's get going and wash this down and see how it turns out. As you probably know, most woks when they're shipped have a coating on them. And the reason they do that is to protect the carbon steel from rusting. It's normal, and there's different types of coating they use. Sometimes they use beeswax. But I'm going to use my Dawn dishwasher soap here to cut it, because it's good for little ducts. If it takes the oil off of ducts, it should take it off of here. So let me get going on this and show you how it's done. First thing we want to do is get some nice hot water here. It's warming up a little bit. And I got this old, you can use, sometimes you can even use a steel wool if you want to, but I'm using this old sponge with a rough side on it. We'll see how that does. It's important that you wash it down. If you don't get all the oil on it that they ship it with, it's not going to season correctly, and it'll forever haunt you. So let's turn this off a little, get it a little hotter yet. I've been looking for this. I bought it off of, where did I buy it? Amazon. I'll put the link down below. And then we're going to cook it and see how well it does. Let's empty this out a little bit. Put some hot water in. I don't need much, about that much. And I'm going to throw some of this soap in here. A little bit at least. Wash it with the smooth side of the sponge first, and then we'll flip it over. And then do the other side. We want to do all parts of this wok, even the back side, or some people call it the bottom. I got some other videos I'll leave up in the corner on how I did this with a 14-inch wok. I think I also did it with a Helen Chen flat bottom wok. That's a 12-inch wok also. To find 12-inch round bottom woks was not easy. Alright, let's turn this over. Wash it on this side. I'll wash it 2 or 3 times because I want to make sure I get all that oil, the shipping oil, off. But this is going to be a great pan. It's nice and light. It's called a Mandarin. A Mandarin wok usually has one handle. And they're a little shallower, I believe, than some other ones. So I have an article on Mandarin Woks, I believe. Alright, let's empty this out. I'm going to check it, see a little bit of oil on it yet, so we'll start over again. Give it a second shot. I like Dawn because it really cuts the oil and the grease, more so than palm olive, but whatever you like to use, just make sure that you get all the protective coating off. I'm kind of looking forward to this. There's certain things I like about a round bottom wok, and that's the heat distribution is kind of even as it goes up, where a flat bottom wok is concentrate mostly in the center. So there are advantages to both. This is nice. This is really nice. It feels almost as light as aluminum, but I know it's not. This is not, I don't think this is a hand-hammered one. They just press it in a press, and I think that's okay. It's how the food cooks in it that really matters. The handle is pretty sturdy. It's got, I'll show you here in a second, it's got some rivets on it. Alright, let me dry it. I'm going to dry it off and grab a towel here. I'll put it on this top of the oven or the stove, and I want to put a little bit of heat under it to dry it. Then I want to check it to see, make sure I got all the protective oil off of it. So I'll be right back. Alright, I put this on the top of the stove for a few minutes. It's really hot. But I'm going to clean it one more time just to make sure. Because if you don't do it right, then you'll wind up paying, but you can hear it's pretty hot. One more lot in here. Ooh, that's really hot. Alright. I want to get this handle too. Just make sure if you're going to use a wok like this that's got no wood handle on it, they're using some protection for your hands so you don't get it burned. Alright, let's wash this down, wipe it out. I'll heat it up a little bit and then we'll start the seasoning process out in the garage. On my makeshift wok burner, which really works good. It puts up about 58,000 BTU. Where a normal stove, if you have a gas stove like I do here, it's about 2,000, 2,500 BTU. Alright, let's put this off. Thanks guys, be right back. Well guys, this is my makeshift wok burner. You can hear it in the background. It throws quite a flame out, so what I'm going to do is first I'm going to heat up the wok without any oil in it at all. And then walk around and do that. This is the oil I'm using. The oil I'm using here, I'll put it in a cup. It's easier to handle. Is avocado oil. Avocado oil has a high heat temperature. It's a high smoke point. That's the correct words. So I'm going to use my glove here. Adjust the camera a little bit. The handle I'll do after I get the main part done. I'll turn it over and I'll grab this and we'll do the handle later. You can see it turning brown a little bit already. You turn it over like this too, you can see the brown on the bottom. Then we'll take it off and let it cool a little bit. This is what I want. But I want to let it cool, and then I'll put the oil on it. Real thin coats. If you don't put a thin coat on it, it'll happen to gunk up and it gets kind of sticky. So this is good, so I'm going to shut it off now and I'll let it cool down and we'll put the oil in it and I'll be right back. Boy, that thing really browned up nice, didn't it? Woo, look at that. Alright, what I'm doing now is I'm putting a real light coat of oil in it. This thing is pretty hot yet. I'm going to turn it over. I put some on the back side because we don't want that to rust either. And the more we use this, the darker it'll get. I could have done this on the oven, on the top of the oven, in the oven because it doesn't have any handles on it, wood handles. I have some more videos on how to do it in the oven, but I happen to have my wok burner, and this is my most favorite method of doing this. Now, what I'm going to do is take another clean paper towel, and I'm going to wipe any excess oil off. It's really important to almost clean it to where it's super shiny. This is hot right now, I can tell you. I'm going to get as much oil off of it as possible, just leaving a very, very thin coat. And that's good enough for right now. Alright, we're going to start this baby up again. take it from that point. Again, I'm going to move it around to make sure that it gets you heat on all aspects of this, all the areas of the pan until it smokes. You want to have it reach a smoke point like this. Upside down. Then what you do is you allow it to cool down, put another coat on it, do that 3 times, and you're ready to go with it. This is really seasoning nicely, if you can see that. This wok burner that I got is really made for, I guess, deep frying like French fries. I don't use the pan that came with. I just use it because it's got a round thing and it's perfect for a wok. And sometimes they're on sale for about 30 bucks. Good deal. Alright, I'm going to shut it off and let it cool down. And you put another coat on it, do that 2 more times, and we'll be done. Let this cool down, let it smoke. I'll be back in a few minutes. Putting the second coat of oil on it. Just you have to make sure that it's still hot, so you don't want to burn yourself. Alright, put it around the handle. I'll come back and do this later, because I want to get this done so it doesn't rust also. Now we'll turn it over and do the other side. Alright, it's looking good. Now we can start that one up again and season it. This is the second time, I think. Smokes right away. That's what you want. Wok is just getting more brown every time we put an application on it. Don't worry about those uneven streaks in there. It'll all work out okay. Turn it over. Looking good. I'm trying to get around the rivets a little bit. Alright, that does it for the second time. One more time application will be done. We'll let that cool, let it cool. Look at how it's smoking is perfect. Let me zoom in a little bit. You can see it a little better. I think you can zoom in. There we go. Just like that. I'll tip it up now. That's here. This is definitely the easiest way to season a wok. If you have a inexpensive wok burner like this. All right, I'm going to put the third coat of oil on it now. Sometimes we have a tendency to put more oil thinking more oil is better. It's not. Real light coats of oil, and I never use flaxseed oil because it seems like it hardens and it peels off. I've had that happen to me and the actual peels went into my food. I didn't like that. So I just use avocado oil. You could use grapeseed oil, peanut oil, all kinds. I just happen to use one, avocado. Let's make this simple, not complex. All right there, and I'm going to do the back side, or the bottom. I touched that metal with my thumb there for a second, and it's hot. All right. If you stick, I don't know if you can see this, but right here you can see it starting to turn brown. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to let it cool one more time, and then I'm just going to oil the handle, and I'm going to season the handle. Not that I'm going to cook on it, but it just adds a nice color to the whole pan. Now I'm going to take a clean cloth, and we're going to wipe it again, just to get any excess, any pools of oil off. And this is going to be beautiful. I can feel it slippery already. Let's wipe the back side. All right. We'll set this down. We'll start this baby up again, and this will be the last time. Make sure you wear a glove. Smoking nicely. By the way, when you saw me wash it in the sink, I used Dawn soap. That's the last time you'll probably ever see soap. I've been using my watch for several years now. I've never used soap on it, except the first time to get the oil off. That'll do it. Now I'm going to let it cool down, and I'm going to oil up the handle, and then I'll hold it over here, and then I'll move the handle around to get it in the flame. I can put the little oil on the handle now. I don't want to have that happen. Okay. I'll write that down too. All right, now I'm going to turn this around like this. I'm testing with my glove to make sure that it's not too hot. And I think it's a little warm yet, so I'm going to let it set there. And I'll be back in a couple of minutes while it cools down. All right, I'm going to adjust the camera a little bit so you can see. Well, you'll be able to see the handle when I do this. I'm going to zoom in a little. Not out, in. There we go. We'll start it up, and we'll start seasoning the handle. I got 2 gloves on. I'm going to get a little bit of excess oil off of here. Probably should have waited for it to cool down even more. That's all right. See, now around the rivets, I don't know if you can see that, it's real nice and brown. That's what I wanted. I'm going to take a clean towel, wipe any excess oil off. Baby's hot. Careful you don't burn yourself when you're doing this. Now I'm going to use it just the way it is. Some people take a handle, and they form a handle and they put it in there. If you want to do that, you can do that, but I'm just going to use it the way it is. Alright, we'll let that cool for a few minutes, and we'll do it a couple more times, we'll be done. Give it another shot here a little bit. And we'll grab a clean towel, or paper towel. Perfect. All right. I'm going to put just a hair more oil on that. And this will be the last time. I'm going to tip it down. I don't want it to drain in the pan. And we'll get the excess off. Helps if you make, you don't drop it. Look at the handle, it's beautiful, the gunmetal gray almost. Perfect. All right, let's turn this baby on again. Do the center first a little bit. A little touch up. Now we'll go to the handle on this.
Run the dance floor, make the world go round again. Oh, yep, it's right.